Hello and welcome everybody to Free Talk with Freeman. As you can see, wait a minute, where's my volume? Oh man, there we go. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, welcome everybody to Free Talk with Freeman. It's been a little while. I am here playing Super Mario Bros. 3, one of my absolute favorite games. I played this a lot as a kid. Let's see, oh, okay, yeah. So I'm playing this on the Wii with the classic controller. It's feels a little different because, you know, I'm used to the old square NES controller that cut into your fingers. Let's see, but anyway, I'm here. We're gonna cover a few topics and hopefully have some fun. So thank you all for joining me today. And wow, I suck. Oh god, no! No, I lost the thing. Alright, so anyway, first thing I'd like to talk about is Pokemon. That's right, playing a Nintendo game talking about Pokemon. Surprise, surprise. I recently picked up Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Calvin? Oh, no, no, no! Oh, I suck. No! Oh, God. Bless it. Oh, come on. Okay. I could just start the entire thing over right now. So yeah, Jeez. I get distracted easily on these. Oh, man. Yeah, I apologize. I get distracted really easily on these playthroughs. That's why, my God, I am going to have a game over and I'm not even past the first stage. Wow. I'm bad. I am so bad. Okay. Alright, sorry about that, everyone. I tend to get a little distracted during these playthroughs when I'm trying to do my vlog and playthrough. Probably why I maybe not be the best idea for me to do both at the same time, but whatever. I don't like just sitting there talking in front of a camera. So, I'm doing this. Deal with it. I recently picked up Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, which I believe is the newest installment in the Pokemon franchise. So I have not played a Pokemon since the original Pokemon Red. Calvin, now is literally the worst time you can be doing that. Okay, back to the thing. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, I have not played a Pokemon game since the original Red, which would be released in '96. So it's been a while since I've played a Pokemon game. Don't get me wrong, I loved that Pokemon Red. Absolutely loved it. I played... I'm a moron. I played a lot of, like, Pokemon Stadium when that came out on the 64, but I never really got into any of the other Pokemon games. I'm not really sure why. I guess I just never really wanted to play any after Red for whatever reason. And then I started looking at, like, what were they? I don't even remember. The GBA ones. Now, Fire Red, I kind of wish I would have gotten that because it was basically just a revamping of Red, which, again, as I said, I absolutely loved. I think I would know that was there. How old is this game? I kind of wish I would have played Fire Red for the GBA, but there was Leaf. That's right. There was Leaf Green. There was. I can't even think of all that there have been. Ruby, I believe in. Yeah, there was Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. You know, I've been a fan of the original 150 Pokemon for so long that every time a new Pokemon came out, I'm like, I don't want to deal with the new Pokemon. There's 2 new types and all this other bullshit. You know, I watched a Let's Play video of Alpha Sapphire from PBG Gamer, or his Let's Play channel, PBG Gameplay. That is Peanut Butter Gamer, for those of you who don't know. It was watching his Let's Play kind of turned me back onto Pokemon. I was you know, watching his Let's Play, and I'm like, huh, maybe I should give Pokemon a try again. And while I do really enjoy the game, I'm playing the crap out of it, there's some aspects of it where I'm like, yeah, this is kind of what made me not really want to get back into it. Like, there's a bunch of mini games for like training and making what are they called? Poke Blocks, I believe they call them. It's just a bunch of extra stuff outside of actually just, you know, catching Pokemon and leveling up, which, granted, I understand, you know, that aspect of the game can get a little old, so I get why they're like, well, we need to put a little more into this, but it's too much stuff that I don't want to have to deal with, and it's like, I just want to play Pokemon. I just want to Machop use Thunder Punch, though, you know? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's probably just me. I don't really have any complaints per se about the game. That's something that I don't do. Like, I don't do those little minigame portions, so it's not like it hurts the game in any way. What's the matter, Calvin? Calvin? Are you just being noisy? Do you want to be on the YouTube? Do you want to be on the YouTube? What am I, 50? Do you want to be on the YouTubes, Calvin? So yeah, as I said, I really enjoy the game. If you've ever played any kind of Pokemon game in the past, I definitely recommend Alpha Sapphire. One thing I do really like about it is they brought quite a few of the original 150 back, but not all of them. So it was interesting to see a nice little mix of new and old there. And I'm sure there's a bunch from the whatever installments were in between there, but I don't know any of those Pokemon, to be honest. The only reason I know any other Pokemon is from Smash Brothers. But that's a story for another time. Alright, so as we enter the castle, I'd like to really quickly, not going to dwell on this too long, I'd really quickly like to talk about Caitlyn Jenner. For those of you who want to skip past this, I will put up a time in post of what time you can skip past if you're tired of hearing about it. Because quite honestly, I'm a little tired of hearing about it too. Now, don't misunderstand me. How do I want to word this? Yeah, so Caitlyn Jenner, yeah, she wants to identify as a woman. That's fine. Like, go for it. The thing I'm having trouble with is I'm like I said, I'm a little tired of hearing about it because I'm tired of the arguments over it. Like, see, I don't even know how I want to word this to where it's like how I get my point across. I just want to say like the whole bravery award thing. Yes, it was brave of her to come out and you know, say, hey, this is who I am, you know, deal with it. Yes, that was brave. And yes, it's a different sort of brave than what you think of when you think of the bravery award. Whatever, like that really, the fact that the fact that she got the bravery award makes no difference to me one way or the other. It's the fact that she specifically put herself out there on social media. She specifically, you know, told everybody, hey, you know, this is what's happening, I'm a woman now. Which is fine, but you've got to know you're going to come under fire when you do something like that. Like, you've got to expect it. You put something on social media or even in a public press release, you're going to come under fire. That's just the way it works. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, everyone. Alright. So yeah, as I was saying, whenever you put yourself out there on social media, in press conferences, magazines, whatever, you have to know and you have to expect that there's going to be flack and comeback, and the people who are... I forgot I forgot how to jump. Okay, to the people who are criticizing other people for stating their opinion on it, it's like, it's just that. Everyone has their own differing opinion. When they get to the point of being belligerent or violent, yes, okay, then we have a problem. But as far as people are just like, man, I don't like that she did that, or I'm tired of hearing about it, like myself or another friend of mine, like, they're just stating their opinion, and I don't feel like they should come under fire any more than anyone should come under fire for defending Caitlyn Jenner for doing what she did. My personal stance on it, I could give nah, we're staying PG. I could care less about what somebody's sexual preference or what they choose to identify themselves as, because it's not my business. It's not my life, it's their life. And that goes back to what I said about putting themselves out there. Like, yes, it's her life, it's her choice, but she made the decision to go public with it. See, this is where it gets tricky, because it's like, I personally, like, I respect her decision, and which is why I'm calling her Caitlyn Jenner and not her previous name that she was known by, that for 50 some odd years. I just, oh, it's a cute little doggy. Alright, I'm easily distracted, as I said before. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've made all the points that I wanted to make on that. Bottom line, don't be crappy towards people. Like, regardless of whether you agree with them or not, you can still, you can disagree with somebody and you can still be respectful to them. Heck, you can still be friends and be cool with them. I have a lot of friends who I disagree strongly with a lot of things that they think or they believe. It doesn't mean we're not friends. It doesn't mean I think they're any less of a person. I just don't agree with what the way they conduct themselves or certain things they do. But that doesn't make me respect them any less. So that's the bottom line I'm trying to get across here. Is just let's be respectful of other people's opinions. You know, you don't have to like it, but you know, just don't be a jerk about it. All right, so we're facing the boss here. That was I forget how ridiculously easy that first boss is. Okay, so we're done with that. Disclaimer over. So, I'd like to take a second here to talk about another YouTube channel, which I don't typically like to do. Like, I'll mention them now and then. I don't typically like to actually promote, just because they have their own promotions, and, you know, I don't know them personally. But there's something I do want to talk about, because it was something that I didn't realize he had done until recently. I never had previously watched any Markiplier videos. For those of you who watch Markiplier, I'm sure a lot of you do. He's got a lot of subscribers, but I never really got that into him. I watch Game Grumps a lot. I watch Peanut Butter Gamer, as I said before. Never really got that much into Markiplier, but he was a guest on the Grumps one time, so, you know, YouTube was auto-playing. I ended up watching one of his videos that auto-played, and it's like, you know, that's fine. And it's not that I had any inclination toward, oh no, I'm not going to watch him. It was just, I had enough Let's Players that I was watching, and, no, not that way, no, come back. I had a lot of Let's Players that I was already watching. I didn't think there was much of a need to watch any others. Not only do I get easily distracted, I lose my train of thought a lot, so yeah. So yeah, I ended up watching one of Markiplier's videos because I think it just auto-played on YouTube one time. You know, it happens, you get zoned out, you just let YouTube play. And it was his video, The Static. And for those of you who want to check it out, you can check it out. If you don't want to check out the whole video, there's a part at the very end at around the 10-minute mark. It's a very touching, kind of sweet thing that Mark says, and he talks about talking at or being very proactive in the mental health community, talking about anybody considering self-harm or any kind of thoughts of suicide or anything like that. It's just a very touching message. I don't really want to say too much because I don't want to I don't want to do it a disservice by messing it up. But as somebody who has friends who have mental health problems, that him taking the time out of one of his silly little Let's Play videos to discuss that and really have a touching, deep message meant a lot to me personally, and I'm sure it's meant a lot to a lot of people. So yeah, like I said, that is on Markiplier's channel. That video is The Static, and it's about the 10-minute mark he starts talking about it. You can watch the whole video. As I said, it's only the 10-minute mark, so it's about 15 minutes long. It would give you a good context as to why he decides to talk about that, because The Static is one crazy game that, and Markiplier does his typical freak out, like, why are we doing this kind of thing, so you get to see, if you haven't checked out Markiplier, you'll get a little bit of a taste of how he operates, and then you get that nice touching message at the end. Sorry, I got a little off track there for a second. I completely lost my train of thought, even though I'm staring at my outline here, talking about the Static and Markiplier. Oh, that's right. That's what I wanted to talk about. There is a Facebook group called Markiplier's Heroes, which it's a group for literally anybody. And what it is, obviously it's for fans of Markiplier, but anybody can join, and the idea behind it is that if you're not feeling so great about yourself, you're feeling down, you don't, it's a positive group. They sit there and, they try to lift each other up. They, bring positive messages. So, it goes back to that mental health thing like he was saying before. So I thought that was really cool that, there's a group of fans of his that specifically have this Facebook page, and they're just there to help each other out, to make each other feel better. And that's really cool. Yeah, if you don't know what kind of Let's Player Markiplier is, I'll just say his best work is typically with games that are supposed to be scary, like Five Nights at Freddy's, because his freak-out reactions are hilarious. So definitely check out Markiplier, and as I said, Markiplier's Heroes is a good Facebook group if you want to, if you want to help contribute, make people feel good about themselves, or if you yourself might need a little boost every now and then, definitely check them out. Like I said, it's a positive group, so please no negativity in there. We don't want to. There's no reason for any of that. It's just a group of people who enjoy funny internet videos that Markiplier brings us, and who just want to help each other smile and laugh. And that's also one thing about Markiplier. Like his whole goal is for the YouTube videos is to make people laugh and make them feel better. Even for just 5 to 10 minutes or 15 minutes, however long a video may be, he just wants people to laugh. And how that's not a bad thing. Let's spread more of that, people. So I apologize for getting a little serious on that one there, but I really, as I said, I have friends who have mental health issues. Don't personally know what the struggle is like, but just through proxy, through trying to help them and seeing what they try to go through, I know it's not easy, and there's a lot of things that can be getting you down, but I just want everyone watching this video to know if you're even slightly considering, hurting yourself in any way or anything of that nature. Just know that even if it's some guy playing a Mario Brothers 3 from half a world away, that somebody cares. Somebody would be devastated if you hurt yourself or if you weren't around. And and I guarantee I'm not the only one, or I wouldn't be the only one. I will guarantee you more people than you think care. They may not seem like it, they may not show it, you may not see it, but I guarantee there are people who care about you that you do not even realize. So, okay, serious note over, guys. Sorry about the downer there, but I had to get that word out. It's really important to me personally, and I know to a lot of you. So, apologies in the little bit of a downer. So let's bring things up with the star. It's a star and 5 up. Yay! Okay, so yeah, we have a couple of tweets. I got live tweeted. Yay! I was doing this for like 3 hours. Well, I wasn't. Obviously, I wasn't recording for that long, but I had this set up for about 3 hours, and I tweeted like, hey, live tweet me. I'm doing my free talk with Freeman, and I didn't get any responses, and I was so sad. I was like, oh, nobody loves me. But luckily for me, a friend of mine came through, and I should have P-winged here. This is the one I always P-wing. Because of this BS, and the sun, he's gonna come down and be angry. But yeah, no, okay. But yeah, a friend came through for me, and he live tweeted me, asked me a couple questions, so we're gonna get to those right now in the tweet portion. Yeah, no, Mr. Sun, how did I not die? And I died there. Okay. Alright, so this is from @thejeriest_jer, one of my friends who has been on the show and has been listen to me show like I run like I'm Game Grumps or something. They've been on the show and I've mentioned them before several times on the show. But but yeah, he says, are there any video games you enjoy that you find to be underappreciated? This is a very broad question, so I'm gonna give a couple answers here. First of all, I don't know. I feel like it was underappreciated or didn't get the attention that it deserved, but I know several friends who like this game also, so maybe it's more appreciated than I realized. But I'd like to say Eternal Darkness is one of my favorite GameCube games of all time. And I'm a guy who doesn't like horror games, typically. So, Eternal Darkness, like, if you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend it. It's really well done. It's a great story. It's got a great mechanic called sanity in it, which, if your sanity runs low, like, you'll see the screen will start tilting, and you'll start seeing hallucinations. Your character may live a level from another, a different character for a few minutes and be like, what's going on? So, that's a really cool mechanic. But again, I don't know if it really is underappreciated. I just feel like it never got talked about. Like, I played the crap out of it, and my buddy Brian loves this game, which I'm right there with him. But again, not sure if it's so much underappreciated or just never really heard about it for whatever reason. So yeah, that's one game. Another game that I feel like maybe is a little underappreciated that I love is Nintendo Land for the Wii U. Now, yeah, Nintendo Land for the Wii U, like, it's a great little party game. Now, I understand, like, it was a launch title, so people were severely disappointed in it as a launch title, which I understand. You want a Mario or you want something, but personally, I think it's a great game. I think it gets a lot of flack because it was a underwhelming launch title, but man, is it a really fun party game, as most Nintendo games are. I don't think they're underappreciated, but I just have to mention the Rogue Squadron games, all of them. Well, you know what? Let me put the Rogue Squadron for the 64 is definitely not an underappreciated game. Everyone loves that game. However, the sequels, I feel, both sequels are underappreciated because I thought they were fantastic, and it feels like everyone was like, oh, yeah, whatever. No, I thought they were great games. I love them. So, yeah, the Rogue Squadron sequels would definitely make my list of underappreciated games. And just to cap it off here, this is probably more of a nostalgia glasses thing for me, but there was a game that I had. It was, I want to say I had it at the time when I only had like 5 games total. And granted, one of those games was Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. I played this other game that I had at the same time more than any other game. And even after I got more games, I still kept going back to it. I'm probably building this up way... It's not as cool as you guys are going to think. I promise you, it's not as cool as you think it's going to be as much as I'm building this up. I love this music. And we're back. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I'm building this up probably a lot more than it needs to be. Keep getting distracted. It's my biggest problem. So yeah, I had this game with about 4 other games on the original NES. It's one game I think maybe even to this day, well, no, not to this day. I can't say that. Never mind. Because Super Mario RPG... No! No! I wanted to... No! Oh. I didn't know you could... I didn't know that was... Okay, I'm good. Wow, man, I really... I am so, like, just scatterbrained. Like, oh, come on. No, don't you do this to me. Oh, don't you do this to me. Come on. Man, I'm gonna forget what I'm talking about here. I'm wasting a lot of time here. Okay. So yeah, I played this game a lot, and I still, to this day, I still will pop it in every now and again. But it is RC Pro-Am for the NES. For those of you who don't know, it's a very simple racing game, and as the name implies, you're racing little RC cars. What's a little Spidey Spoo? A Spidey Spoo? What the heck is a Spidey Spoo? I don't know. I'm nuts. But they have these power-ups. And there's like oil slicks and boosts. And then there's missiles. It's like little RC cars with missiles on them. I'm like, you know, as a kid, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, cool, yay, I got the power-up. But looking back on it, I'm like, why do these RC cars have, like, missiles? I'm sorry, I really thought I had more. I really thought I had more for that bit. Apparently I was wrong. But yeah, RC Pro-Am, like, I definitely, is one of my favorite games that, I don't even know if it's underappreciated or not, to be honest with you. It's just, it seems like one of those sleeper games that nobody really knows about, but I personally love it, and again, it's probably just the nostalgia glasses, but man, is it such a fun game. Such a fun game. Okay, and that was the first tweet from the Jarius Jer. I have a second tweet here. As many of you know, or maybe you don't, I don't know how many are new to the channel. If you're new, welcome and thank you for watching my video. How did you find me? I don't know. That's crazy. But as many of you probably know, I am a pro wrestling referee for many independent companies, Virginia area, the South Side area to be specific, Gloucester, Virginia Beach, places like that. I work for Fusion, SPW. I'd like to see if I can get some work in some other areas, some other promotions, if you will. But as of right now, I've just worked Fusion and SPW. We got some shows coming up. I'll link those in the description because I really am a little too focused to check my Facebook and see when those dates actually are. But Fusion has some shows coming up in Gloucester, and I know Newport News this month, I believe, later this month. And SPW's got a show in Yorktown coming up, along with some other things. Again, I'll link those. I'll link those in the description, in the video description below. So if you guys want to check that out, please do. So yeah, that was a long, drawn-out intro to the tweet that I was sent. There was a point to that story, I promise you. Once again, it's from the Jarius Jar, and he asks, as a referee, are there any habits you notice other referees do that irk you? Oh, how did he hit me? Roy, you jerk. Okay, there we go. You know, I mostly watch WWE, and unfortunately when I'm actually reffing, I typically don't get to see the other ref work because I'm in the back and we don't have all the TVs and equipment that WWE or even TNA or ROH have. We're gonna warp here because I wanna. We're gonna warp to my absolute favorite level of all time. Doesn't everybody love this level? It's the best level ever, isn't it? Yeah, one reason I think I love this level is it reminds me of the original Mario Brothers so much. It's like this level is an homage to the original Mario Brothers game. Oh yeah, so sorry, back to the question. Yeah, I don't really get to see a lot of, you know, shall we say, bad habits, because again, I see mostly what I see is WWE and TNA and things on TV, ROH, you know, guys that have been in the business so long that, you know, there's not really much that they do that could be, you know, that could be seen as irksome. I can't really say that they're offhand that there's anything that really bothers, that I see a ref that I'm like, oh god, why is he doing that? Like, obviously there's some things I see in some of the indies. I don't really feel like that's not really from them just having a bad habit. It's either they don't know, or it's just kind of like possibly even a, well, we're in the indies, who cares? Which, by the way, I don't think anybody has that. Nobody I've worked with has had that attitude, which I'm really glad about. But I've heard horror stories of guys, wrestlers that have that attitude of, oh, we're in the indies, don't care. Which, you know, don't. If you have that attitude, your fans are going to have that attitude. And if your fans have that attitude, that's why nobody's coming to shows, and that's why independent wrestling isn't going anywhere. So anybody who thinks that way or has that attitude, let me just say, please, you know, please reconsider your position here, because, you know, you have to sell independent wrestling as an independent wrestler. Nobody else is going to sell indie wrestling but indie wrestlers. So please don't have that attitude, you know, for your own sake. Alright, tangent over. Sorry, I keep going off on these tangents, and I don't really mean to. I just kind of, like, I'm very, I'm like a little kitten. I get very easily distracted. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, irk. Any habits that irk me. You know, I don't want to say this exactly the way I'm thinking, because I feel it may be a little disrespectful to referees, which I love being a referee and I would never disrespect the position. But as a referee, I don't really want to say this about the wrestlers. There's some things I see wrestlers do that kind of irk me. Mostly in the indies, but it happens in the pros too. Well, as I said before, you know, the indies, the idea of, well, it's just the indies, nobody's watching, why should I care? Like, anybody who has that feeling who is an indie wrestler should probably get out of indie wrestling. I'm just, I'll flat out say it. If you're an independent wrestler and you think, oh, why should I care? I'm just in the indies. Get out, because you're not doing the business any favors. And you don't love the business enough to be in it. So, you know, that's that attitude that sometimes wrestlers have. That is one thing that kind of irks me a little bit. But as far as the referees go, I don't know. There's not. I'm not just trying to be like, oh, they're perfect, you know. But like, I legitimately can't really think of anything. Like, yeah, I legitimately can't really think of anything that really kind of like, oh, why did he do that? Or that upsets me so much. Like, the referee, like in WWE, and possibly TNA, I don't watch it enough to be able to say one way or the other, but those guys have earbuds, and they have somebody, you know, somebody who's in power, who's got creative control. They've got somebody like whispering in their ear, telling them, okay, you know, it's time to end the match, it's time to do this, time to do that. The guys on the referees on the indies don't have that. All they have is what they've been told. Oh, and sorry, smart mark warning, I guess. Spoiler, smart mark, I don't know what you'd call this. But smart mark warning, all the referees have is what the guys have told them. Sorry, I once again just distracted like a crazy person. Okay. So yeah, as a independent referee, all you are told is what the wrestlers decide to tell you. It could be what the finish is going to be. It could be, you know, the entirety of the match. It probably wouldn't be that, but it could be. You know, it's really like what the wrestlers decide to tell you determine how. Oh, where did that come from? That came out of nowhere. Okay, just run, just run, just run. Yeah! Bam! Gotcha. Okay. Indie referees have such a harder time because they don't have a production guy saying, okay, you know, this looks like this. Hey, you know, stop the match, do that. All they have is what the promoter and the wrestlers tell them. An independent referee has to use their judgment on whether or not, okay, yeah, this match is kind of stinking up, maybe I should end it. Or, for those of you who don't know, the pro wrestling referee is like air traffic controller for, wow. Is like air traffic controller for the wrestlers. He's supposed to, you know, direct traffic, so to speak. For example, one small example, like if the wrestlers say they're not facing the hard camera, which is that is the stationary camera that gives you the wide shot of the ring. If the wrestlers are not facing that, the referee's supposed to notice that, recognize that, and say, hey guys, you're not facing the hard camera. You need to move this way or that way, etc. That's one of the easiest jobs an independent pro wrestling referee has. It goes down to as much as knowing, you know, you have to know what the finish is, obviously. You almost have to be a talent scout, because if they're, I don't want to say this. Let me just give you guys an example of a match that I had refereed when I was just starting out as a referee. It was a little green, so I didn't have the experience that was, let's say, necessary to recognize this. But a wrestler hit his finisher on another wrestler and pinned 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, no problem. But after the match, the guy who got pinned like sat up and gave the "what in the world" face. Which again, I was a little green, and you know, as a fan, I should have recognized it. But what that did was it made the wrestler's finisher look weak. It made it like, oh yeah, he hit his finisher, but the other guy isn't like knocked out. The other guy just kind of got caught by surprise. It's like that's not good. Like a finishing move is supposed to look devastating. It's supposed to be like, oh my god, he's knocked out. You could count to 100, you know. So me personally, I kind of messed that up because I didn't recognize that immediately, and he sat up and he looked at me and he was like, what, 3? And I was like, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Where, you know, if I had been maybe a little more seasoned or been aware, it would have been like he would have sat up and I would have been like very subtly been like, just sit back down. Like that way it would have looked like he tried to sit up and then just fell right back down, and it would have still protected the move. His finisher would have still been protected, like, and what I mean by that is like, the finisher has to look strong. Like, it's a finisher. There's a reason it's called the finisher. You know, and by allowing him to kind of sit up and give the, oh, what was that? Like, I unintentionally made the other wrestler look weak. And obviously that's not what you want to do. Man, that was really long and drawn out, and I don't even know if I answered the question, to be honest with you. That's something that I did that I'm upset at myself for, I should say, because, you know, but again, you know, I was green, I didn't really know, I shouldn't say I didn't know better. I kind of knew better, but I wasn't able to recognize it in time to fix it, I should say. The point of the story, wow, that was a long story of a tangent, of another tangent off the original question. The point I'm trying to make is I can't really give indie referees too much flack because they don't have the safety net of an earpiece, of somebody screaming in their ear going, oh no, don't let that happen, or don't do that. They have to do everything by their own personal judgment and their own memory of what's supposed to happen. So, you know, when things go awry in WWE, somebody instantly sees it, and somebody is usually in the ref's ear like, oh, you know what, this match isn't going anywhere, just go ahead and end it soon, you know. You can end it quicker than you meant to. You can say, hey, change the finish up. You can change things on the fly, which you do have to do in the indies, but the problem with that is you don't have somebody making that decision for you. The referee and the wrestlers have to make that decision of, hey, we're going to have to change the finish. For example, I don't know how many of you know this, but in Virginia, it is a finable offense to bleed in the wrestling ring. If there's any blood in a match in Virginia, you will be fined as a wrestler, and I believe the promotion will be fined as well. So, bearing that in mind, the referees in Virginia, like myself, have to also be on the lookout for anybody getting accidentally busted open, or hard-weighed, as we call it. Like when you say, oh, he got hard-weighed, it's he got cut open the hard way, is what we're trying to say. Like, he actually got hurt. So yeah, as a referee, you have to be on the lookout for blood. If you see blood, like if somebody accidentally gets, as they say, hard-weighed, but yeah, you have to be on the lookout for that. And if you see somebody start to bleed, you have to end the match. And you have to say to the wrestlers, hey, do your finish. So, you know, you have to be on the lookout for those kind of things as a referee. I don't know how it is in other states. Wait a minute, what? I don't understand. I don't get it. Oh. Supposed to go up here? No? Sorry, I'm trying to do this. Oh man. 14 seconds. Go. Oh, come on! No! Are you serious? Oh, man. So, yeah, like I said, oh, man, I'm sorry. That was devastating. Oh man, come on! This just no. Okay, so yeah, as I said, man, I don't even know where we were going with this. Yeah, referee has a lot more to it than what you would think for pro wrestling, especially in the indies where they don't have an earpiece and they don't have a person in control, let's say, making the decisions for them. You know, they have to use their best judgment and hope that the promoter approves with what happens. Most of the time, like I said, you discuss it beforehand. You go out there, no problem, smooth, easy. But you know, things happen, and you have to make decisions as a referee. So like I said, that decision-making process in places like WWE is taken out of the hands of the referee because they have the earpieces. So if there's anything that I can sum this particular question up with, it's that the indie wrestling scene, like if you watch WWE and ROH, that's great, that's awesome. I watch it myself. But you have to understand that the indies, it's such a hard place to work because not only, like I said, you don't have safety nets like they have in WWE, and I'm not even talking about like physical safety, like for people's physical safety. I'm just talking about like for decision making and things like that. You don't have those safety nets of somebody going, oh hey, that wasn't a good idea, let's change that up, and they can change it for you and they can make decisions for you. You don't have that. You, as a referee and even as a wrestler, you have to make those decisions a lot of times in the middle of the ring and be like, I don't. Let's just do this. I don't know. So, like, really, the guys in the indies work a lot harder in some respects, and they work for almost no money. Like, usually you make less than the gas it costs you to get to the show. So I'm just saying, like, if you like wrestling at all, please go out to local shows and independent wrestling, and just you know, buy a ticket. It's usually pretty cheap, relatively speaking, for a night of entertainment, and you're helping somebody, you know, live their dream and not just do that just to do it. Now granted, if you're an independent wrestler, you're usually doing it just because you love doing it. Because like I said, you're sometimes you're not even covering the cost of gas to get there, depending on where you go and what kind of night you had. But every ticket helps. Every one single ticket. If I can sell one ticket off this video, then I feel like I've helped, you know, a promotion make some money, and that's good. So, wow, guys, that went a little longer than I expected. I keep saying that, like I expect these to be quick 10-minute things, and then I end up going on for like an hour or 2 hours. Oh, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank the Jarius Jer for his tweets. Please comment, please subscribe, please like this video. If you're new to the channel, I don't know how you found me, but welcome. I welcome you with open arms. Please keep a lookout, subscribe so you can know when my next video is coming, and just everybody have a great day, have a great week, have a great life. Just, you know, be great. Like, be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and just be awesome at it. Because nobody can ask more than that of you. Nobody can ask more than that of you. If you do what you love and you do what you want to do and you be awesome at it, like, nobody can take that, as long as what you want to do isn't hurting other people. Please don't do that. Just like, other than that, you know, it's all fair game. Do you. Okay, so once again, I want to thank you for watching my video. Follow me on Twitter. I ask, unless you know me, please don't send me a friend request on Facebook, because I will not respond to it. I do not add people I do not know. And no, that's not me. Oh, That's not me being snooty or snobby in any way. It's just, it's a safety thing. I mean, I think everybody should subscribe to that. You know, if you don't know somebody, please don't add them on Facebook. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know what they want. If you know, and that's like for YouTubers and let me just say celebrities or semi-celebrities. That's why they have fan pages. You know, and that's why they have Twitters, because Twitters are not, you know, Twitters are something you can follow and it's just, you know, quick little blurbs. It's kind of a general safety precaution, everyone. If you don't know, if you look at somebody, if somebody sends you a friend request on Facebook, I can't believe I have to say this, but apparently I feel the need to say this. But if you have a friend request on Facebook and you look at that person and you say, I have no idea who that is, and you look at their mutual friends and you're like, yeah, I kind of know those people, but not really, don't add them. Like, whose feelings are going to get hurt? Who, like, you don't know them, you don't know them. So there's your PSA for the evening. I guess I kind of threw one of them in there as well. I was trying to close this video out, so thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of my videos. Please follow me on Twitter so you can, next time I record, you can tweet me during the show with your questions, much as the Jarius Jer did with some really good questions that got me going, man. They really got me going this time. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye! No, that's PBG's thing. I can't do that. I need a good sign-off. What's a good sign-off?